513. There have been multiple fatal collisions in the United States during 2022 in which a Tesla operating with Autopilot struck a motorcycle from the rear. In each instance, the motorcyclist was killed. 579. 580. One theory is that because Tesla has shifted to exclusively visual sensors, the autopilot logic to set the gap between the Tesla and a leading vehicle assumes the distance to a vehicle in front is inversely proportional to the spacing between that leading vehicle's taillights. Because motorcycle taillights are close set, Tesla autopilot may assume incorrectly the motorcycle is a distant car or truck. 581. Walnut Creek, California, USA, the 18th of February, 2023. The driver of a 2014 Tesla Model S was killed after the vehicle he was driving crashed into a Contra Costa County fire truck parked across several lanes of northbound I-680 south of the Treat Boulevard off-ramp in Walnut Creek, California, at 4 a.m. on the 18th of February, 2023. 582. 583. The truck was parked with its lights on to protect the scene of an earlier accident that did not result in any injuries. 584. The Tesla had to be cut open to extricate the passenger who was taken to the hospital to treat their injuries. Winking sad smiley. 585. 4 firefighters in the fire truck also were injured and taken to the hospital. 586. Initially, the California Highway Patrol stated it was not clear if the driver was intoxicated or operating the car with assistance features. 585. But NHTSA confirmed in March they suspected that an automated driving system was being used when the Tesla crashed into the fire truck, and had sent a special crash investigation team as part of a larger probe, EA22-002, involving multiple incidents in which Teslas operating with autopilot have crashed into stationary emergency response vehicles. 587. Tesla confirmed in April the car was operating under autopilot at the time of the crash. 588. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 4963 Corona, California, USA, the 28th of March, 2023. On the 28th of March, 2023, at approximately 10:15 p.m., the driver of a Tesla Model Y died after the Tesla was struck by the driver of Ford F-150 pickup truck, who had entered the intersection of Foothill Parkway and Rimpore Avenue in Corona, California against a red light. The Tesla was proceeding through the intersection on a green light. 589. 590. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5165 Central Point, Oregon, USA, the 5th of June, 2023. The Oregon State Police responded to a single vehicle accident reported at 3:30 a.m. PDT on the 5th of June, 2023 in Jackson County, Oregon. The Tesla Model S was driving northbound on I-5 near milepost 33 when the car departed from the roadway, striking a fence and then a tree before catching on fire. The driver was pronounced dead at the scene. 591. 592. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5673 Brooklyn, New York, USA, the 7th of June, 2023. On the 7th of June, 2023, at approximately 9 p.m., the driver of a Tesla Model S traveling along Ocean Parkway in Midwood, Brooklyn left the roadway, striking and killing a pedestrian waiting on the sidewalk to cross the street at the intersection with Avenue M. 593. The driver then struck a light pole and collided with a park bench on the median, injuring a man who had been seated on it. 594. The driver was arrested for leaving the scene of the crash. 595. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5685 Turlock, California, USA, the 20th of June, 2023. At approximately 3:15 a.m. on the 20th of June, 2023, a driver operating a white sedan the wrong way, south in the northbound lanes, on SR 99 near Lander Avenue in Turlock, California, collided with a northbound Tesla Model U traveling at approximately 70 miles per hour, 110 kilometers per hour. The driver of the wrong-way vehicle was killed, and the driver and passenger in the Tesla were injured. 596. Alcohol appears to have been a factor. 597. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5785 South Lake Tahoe, California, USA, the 5th of July, 2023. On the 5th of July, 2023, at approximately 5:30 p.m. PDT, the driver of a Subaru Impreza traveling north on Pioneer Trail at 55 miles per hour, 89 kilometers per hour, collided head-on with a Tesla Model 3 traveling south at 45 miles per hour, 72 kilometers per hour. The collision happened just south of the intersection with Fair Meadow Trail. The driver of the Subaru was taken to Barton Memorial Hospital, where he died from his injuries. 598, 599. The 5 occupants of the Tesla were taken to UC Davis Medical Center, and one died, a 3-month-old infant. 600. NSA dispatched an investigation team to the scene of the crash. 601. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5835 Opal, Virginia, USA, the 19th of July, 2023. While traveling north on the concurrent US 15/17/29, James Madison Highway, at approximately 6:31 p.m. EDT, on the 19th of July, 2023, the driver of a Tesla Model Y collided with and continued under the side of the trailer of a combination truck pulling out of the Quarles Truck Stop fuel station near Opal, Virginia, south of Warrenton. The Tesla driver was killed and the truck driver was cited for reckless driving. 602. 2 days later, the Fauquier County Sheriff's Office executed a search warrant for data from the Tesla, based on witness reports that said the Tesla driver did not attempt to brake before the collision. 603. That August, NSA sent a team to investigate the collision. The Tesla is suspected of being operated under Autopilot. 604. Telemetry data indicate that an automated driving system was in use at the time of the crash. 428. Report ID 13781 5996 Non-fatal crashes. Culver City, California, USA, the 22nd of January, 2018. On the 22nd of January, 2018, a 2014 Tesla Model S crashed into a fire truck parked on the side of the I-405 freeway in Culver City, California, while traveling at a speed exceeding 50 miles per hour, 80 kilometers per hour. and the driver survived with no injuries. 605. The driver told the Culver City Fire Department that he was using autopilot. The fire truck and a California Highway Patrol vehicle were parked diagonally across the left emergency lane and high occupancy vehicle lane of the southbound I-405, blocking off the scene of an earlier accident, with emergency lights flashing. 606. According to a post-accident interview, the driver stated he was drinking coffee, eating a bagel, and maintaining contact with the steering wheel while resting his hand on his knee. 607. 3. During the 30-mile, 48 kilometers, trip, which lasted 66 minutes, the autopilot system was engaged for slightly more than 29 minutes. Of the 29 minutes, hands were detected on the steering wheel for only 78 seconds in total. Hands were detected applying torque to the steering wheel for only 51 seconds over the nearly 14 minutes immediately preceding the crash. 607. 9. The Tesla had been following a lead vehicle in the high-occupancy vehicle lane at approximately 21 miles per hour, 34 kilometers per hour. When the lead vehicle moved to the right to avoid the fire truck, approximately 3 or 4 seconds prior to impact, the Tesla's traffic-aware cruise control system began to accelerate the Tesla to its preset speed of 80 miles per hour, 130 kilometers per hour. When the impact occurred, the Tesla had accelerated to 31 miles per hour, 50 kilometers per hour. 607. 10. The autopilot system issued a forward collision warning half a second before the impact, but did not engage the automatic emergency braking (AEB) system, and the driver did not manually intervene by braking or steering. Because autopilot requires agreement between the radar and visual cameras to initiate AEB, the system was challenged due to the specific scenario, where a lead vehicle details around a stationary object, and the limited time available after the forward collision warning. 607. 11. Several news outlets started reporting that autopilot may not detect stationary vehicles at highway speeds and it cannot detect some objects. 608. Raj Kumar, who studies autonomous driving systems at Carnegie Mellon University, believes the radars used for autopilot are designed to detect moving objects, but are not very good in detecting stationary objects. 609. Both NTSB and NHTSA dispatched teams to investigate the crash. 610. Hodlipson, director of Columbia University's Creative Machines Lab, faulted the diffusion of responsibility concept. If you give the same responsibility to two people, they each will feel safe to drop the ball. Nobody has to be 100%, and that's a dangerous thing. 611. In August 2019, the NTSB released its accident brief for the accident. HAB 19-07 concluded the driver of the Tesla was at fault due to inattention and over-reliance on the vehicle's advanced driver assistance system. Butte added the design of the Tesla autopilot system permitted the driver to disengage from the driving task. 607. 1314. After the earlier crash in Williston, the NTSB issued a safety recommendation to ease-up applications to more effectively sense the driver's level of engagement and alert the driver when engagement is lacking. While automated vehicle control systems are in use among the manufacturers that the recommendation was issued to, only Tesla has failed to issue a response. 607. 1213 South Jordan, Utah, USA, the 11th of May, 2018. In the evening of the 11th of May, 2018, a 2016 Tesla Model S with autopilot engaged crashed into the rear of a fire truck that had stopped in the southbound lane at a red light in South Jordan, Utah, at the intersection of SR 154 and SR 151. 612. 613. The Tesla was moving at an estimated 60 mi/h, 97 kilometers per hour, and did not appear to brake or attempt to avoid the impact, according to witnesses. 614. 615. The driver of the Tesla, who survived the impact with a broken foot, admitted she was looking at her phone before the crash. 612. 616.